Hey guys, Moldran here, and today I want to talk about opponents on my poker table and how to properly analyze them and use that information to adjust your playstyle. Now, some of you might remember the girl, but I fell to 5th place. Okay, now I got 6s, I need to go all in now. And hope that no one has a better pair than me. She went all in, but this girl was playing pretty tight, so I'm gonna fold here. Even though I have 6s, like, if she would have ace-king or something, it would be good, but it could be that she has 10s or something. Like, I really don't want to call it 6-6 yet, but we're gonna see some information now. And see where I would have stood with my 6-6. But I think the fold here was correct. I mean, 6-6 is something good to start, and only see, she had us dominated, so even if we would get the 6 here, we would have lost. She has dominated, we would be out of the tournament now. So it was actually good to not do it. There was a coin flip between them and she lost it. Very, very good laydown by me. Like 6-6 is a hand that you can go all in with if no one else before you went all in, but if someone already went all in, you don't want to call with 6-6. Unless you expect the other guy to be that like in a desperate position where we would bluff, but this girl was playing pretty tight, so I read her. Chip leader like just stealing the blinds, like he probably had like 3-8 or something, like the chip leader doesn't even care. Ace-king, this is the clear all-in. She all-ins, we're gonna re-raise all-in. Okay. Ace-king suited. If I lose this, I'm going home with $0. But ace-king suited is one of the very strongest hands. I'm gonna say 7-7. Need ace or king. I got my ace. No 7, no 7, no 7. Yes! Yes! Bye-bye, girl. Bye-bye, girl. Okay, I'm big blind with ace-6. So while I was playing the tournament, I actually checked, okay, who is this girl and how good is she and so on. And what I found out is, for example, if you just try to look for the girl on certain websites such as Google, you can find, for example, that here, she actually beat 595 players to win an $11 plus rebuy tournament for $3.2k. So in this tournament, the girl actually won $3.2k. And then there's also like websites like, for example, PlayerScope that track statistics on player. Now the girl actually like opted out of most of the other sites, but on this side you can see like what she does. And you can actually see in 2013 she was better than 99.42% of all other players with a rank of 5 stars out of 5 stars. She made $13,000 profit, which is really, really good and impressive. And that information like told me, for example, that okay, this person is a very good player, so I have to be careful. And that's how I adjusted my playstyle against her. I made sure to not go in with 6s against her the turn before, but actually later when I was sure I actually have the best hand against her. Now, you can also of course always check if she's really a girl, but you know, when you just Google the name, you already find things pop up like Instagram profiles, and you can actually see, okay, she actually was a girl, and girls can be really good at poker. And yeah, next guy is the chip leader. We'll showdown soon. Okay, we got check. Chip leader, go in again. Got you. Here's 10-10, 90% favorite. No 10. Yes, I got the check. Now I'm the chip leader again. Are you kidding me? $190 I'm coming. $190 I'm coming. Oh man. Now, I hyped up this chip leader like throughout the entire tournament. Like, he was a big threat because when you play on a table, what you're gonna try to do is like steal blinds from like middle-sized stacks or try to like go all in against a small stack, get them out of the tournament. But one thing you don't wanna do is to mess or threaten the chip leader. Because if you, let's say, raise or go all in and the chip leader comes after you, he might just call you because he would only like lose, let's say, a small percentage, a small fraction of your stack. But you put your entire stake at risk. And no matter what hands he has on what hand he believes you have, sometimes he might just call it and get you out of the tournament right away. That's why I have to respect the chip leaders, and usually they're also good players. He was one of the 4 players on our final table. And you can actually like check here what he has done in the last few years. And you can see he played poker for many years already, and most years he actually was 99% plus. So in the year 2012, for example, he was better than 99.9% of all other players. He was ranked 1,700 best player on PokerStars out of 2 million. And you can also see like how much money he made. For example, he won price of 88,000 with an ROI, return of investment, of 60%. That means that out of those $88,000 prizes that he won, he actually like made $50,000 profit. So this was another guy that we respected for the right reason. But we can also see here that in the current year, he has 98%. So it's better than 98% of all other players. But then in the last 120 days, he's only better than 66% than other players, and actually has a negative ROI. Now this means that first, competition is getting much tougher on PokerStars and playing poker compared to a few years ago. And it also means that there's a large variance, because maybe the chip leader just had like really bad string of luck in his last tournaments. That's what we call variance, and that means that you have to play a very large number of poker tournaments to end up at your skill level or get the results for your own return of investment, which is depending on your skill level. And then the same for my own account, and here you can see exactly what I've done and so on. And you can see, for example, here in year 2010, that's when I played poker for 2 months pretty seriously, still part-time, but in those 2 months, I actually made $8,700 profit with an ROI of 25%, which means I got to keep $2,200. Which is a pretty nice amount of money. $2,200, I cashed it out later, but more on that later. And then you can also see here, for example, all tournaments that I played in. For example, you can also sort for like the recent poker results. And here you can see, for example, the all tournaments where I won or lost, where I didn't win, or which rank I busted. And you can also see, for example, here, that was the tournament where the chip leader was second, and then it was the first guy. And then you can check, for example, okay, who is the first guy? I know it was the Hungarian. And you can check the Hungarian profile and see how good he is. And you can also see he's better than 99.6% of all other players. And he made like 7% ROI on $80,000. And what this tells me is that on the final table, like everyone is better than 99% of all other players, which means in a tournament, on the final table, it's usually the really good players. Like on the final table, you know, okay, those people know how to play poker. Those aren't just lucky or go all in with nothing or whatever. So on the final table, like the level of play improves a lot, and it's just like there's a lot of really good poker players playing these days, and there's a lot less players who have no clue and like could be could turn into money for the players who take poker seriously. Now what I want to show last is this here, Sharkscope. Sharkscope is kind of like the other side I showed, which shows you the total profit, and this shows my own total profit over the same I played. Now those games up to this point were all in those 2 months in 2010, and this recent streak was since I started playing again 1 week ago. Now you can see I started out for free. I started out playing poker in last day of 2009 for completely free, which means I only played free rolls. I didn't have any money at the point because I still just came out from school and had nothing. So what I did is I just started playing it, FPP tournaments, and I somehow won my first €5. And then with those €5, I actually tried to make more money. And it worked out really well. You can see I slowly progressed. I went here up to, for example, €180. Then I went up to €400. I was always playing like very low buy-ins at that point. I wanted to just learn the game and become better and see a steady progression without the intention of making any good money. Now what happened after this, like first I started having bad luck for a long time, and second I started playing way much riskier. So I like doubled or tripled my buy-in size, which means the level of competition was higher, and it also takes more games to like get that win that you really need. And why do you really need the win? For example, if you take a look at a 180 player tournament, which I often played, let's say you buy in for $15. The first place is going to get $1.5K. And I'm playing to win the tournaments. I'm playing to win those tournaments. I'm not playing to just get a little bit of money. I'm not playing to get, let's say, place 15 and go home with $20. I'm playing so I can have the best shot at going home with rank 1 or place 1 and go home with like $1.5K, because that's really significant and helps me a lot. So what happened here, I risked a lot, and you can see my bankroll actually like decreased. I even was a point where I was in debt for some time. I was at minus €300, but then like at one point, here I was at minus €350, but then I suddenly it all fruited. Suddenly like I won that one big tournament that I've always waiting for to win. And boom, you can see I go up to €800 immediately. So in one day, in one game, I made 1.3K euro or something. And then 2 days later, same thing again. Boom! I went third place in another big tournament and went home with, you can see, $1,200 in a tournament, finished position 2 out of 180 players. And here I actually finished 3 out of 111 players. And then I sank a bit and then I decided, okay, this is getting pretty risky. I need the money right now. So what I did then at the point was I cashed out and didn't take a look at poker anymore. But now, like, you know, on Twitch TV, started I saw some people stream poker and people asked me, hey, Moldran, you should do it, make some money and so on. And I said, okay, maybe it could be fun. I started streaming poker. And what happened is on the first streams, on my first games, I actually did pretty well. Like I was very focused, explaining, thinking about all my plays, not multi-tabling or anything crazy, playing on blinds that I adjusted to my current bankroll. And I made an easy €100 on the first days. But what happened then? Now then I felt like with my bankroll of, I think, $1,000 or something what I had put in there, or still had left from before, from those big wins, because I'm still like far profitable. I felt like that I have to like make new videos. Like I felt I have to take it to the next level and make a video where I don't just win $100, but where I win $1,000. So what I did is something like that's completely crazy and I should have never done. I started playing on much higher buy-ins and much bigger tournament sizes than I was used to. I was playing €60 buy-in or $60 buy-in tournaments with 180 players or more. And obviously, like, if you lose only 2 or 3 of those tournaments, same with $30 tournaments, you are really like a few $100 down. That's what happened to me. Like, I really wanted to make a video where I win like a few $1,000s and show people how amazing this could be, but actually backfired because, like I said before, even if I played well, because of how variance in poker works, you're not going to win every 180 person tournament. Sometimes, you know, you also can't win or make money every day. And it really backfired on me. And now I'm actually, like, since I came back here with 1.4k euro profit, I actually down to 1.2k euro. So I actually lost €200 since I came back, which of course is pretty bad. But I know why I did it, and I'm going to try to improve myself. Now, first, I have to adjust to the new playstyle. Players became, as I showed before, players are much better now than 5 years ago when I played. 5 years ago when I played, there were a couple of few good players, and we all knew each other. Like those players who were regularly playing, who knew how to play, who didn't lose much money, and eventually made a lot. But this year, like, there's a lot more resources on the internet. There's a lot more free resources. A lot more people started playing poker because it used to be an easy way to make money. But it's really not anymore, and I really have to like get to a level again where I'm really one of the best again, because currently I think I'm not. I might have like just been lucky in some tournaments, I might have been might still be good enough to make a bit of money, but in the long term I think I really have to adjust my playstyle now. For 2014, 2015 I also like contacted one of the local poker pros, like one of the best poker stars players, most successful ones. I asked him if he would be willing to help me because he's a fellow student at my university, and he actually said he might actually help me come here to my place one time, stream with me a few tournaments, and actually like guide me or instruct me to do proper play in those tournaments. I think that's pretty cool, but he doesn't have time anytime soon, so that's probably gonna take a few weeks until we can do that, but I'm looking forward to it. And again, as I showed you, there's a lot of concepts and things that are important when going poker, and the most important concept is bankroll. That's something I probably have to cover in one of my few next videos, because that's pretty much the basic. In poker, as I said, the variance is so big that even the best players, like, for example, could lose 10 or 20 buy-ins in a single session. And if I play, for example, buy-ins at $60 and my bankroll is $1,000, then I can only play like 16 of such tournaments, because then I lost my bankroll. And it means actually in those 16 tournaments, where every tournament has 180 people trying to win, I have to win at least one time or get second 2 times or whatever, just to like break even. And that means that I'm actually putting a lot of risk it actually becomes a form of gambling if you like play on buy-ins much higher than what you can afford. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go back to my roots. I'm going to go down to $8, $15 buy-in, because that fits really well in my current bankroll, and just like grind it up slowly. I don't want to make any crazy risks anymore, just to like make a video or be able to make a video where I win $1,000, because first, it's not something that would mean anything, and second, it probably wouldn't work anyway. So that's just what I wanted to share. If you decide to play poker yourself, I can't recommend it to you yet, because first I need to get better myself, and then I can make like strategies or guides, and maybe like we find a way how we can actually play on those platforms profitable. But for now, just watch and try to learn the game, try to understand it. I'm still learning it. I also started reading my old books again, just to get new knowledge. I also purchased a new one, which covers the new strategies, and that's just what I wanted to share. So hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. I'll be back. Be careful.